waved about for somebody. They're ready to go. Somebody's been pulled off the grid at the back. As you can see there, that Capirossi and Prine are actually joint leaders of the championship, 142 points each. And Hans Spahn, winner 2 weeks ago in Sweden, he is in 3rd place, and they are off. Well, expecting the normal frenetic activity. Dariano Romboni, the young Italian, was on pole position. Spahn, Prine, Casanova and Luti made up the front row with him. With Weibel, Martinez, Varda, Grassini and Grumini on the 2nd row. And here they come.
Yeah, don't they just? Look at this, 10 abreast down into this turn here. It's all a series of 2nd and 3rd gear corners here. Excellent stuff for 125 racing. Loads of runoff should they decide to take to the grass, as we might well see a few of them do, judging by the width of the pack there.
Now, in terms of the championship, look out for Stefan Prine, number 7, easily picked out there in 5th place on his Honda. He has black leathers and a bright yellow helmet. That is Stefan Prine of Germany. And you're looking also for number 41, young Loris Capirossi of Italy. He is the man level on points. But that is number 39, one of the Team Italia riders, Alessandro Grumini, who leads. Be careful, folks, not to confuse him with Gabriele Debbia.
There's one down in the dirt there.
Just the one. No domino effect, I'm glad to say.
That's Romboni.
That is the pole position man, Doriano Romboni.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Romboni, Rambo Romboni, as he's known in the trade, has decided to exit into the gravel.
The man who won in Germany, the man who won in the Netherlands, out within a lap.
Well, we've noted him in previous commentary terms as being a man who won or crashed, one or the other, and this is not going to be a win.
The green bike you saw in close-up there was Steve Patrickson, the Englishman, but Grumini has managed to get what is, in terms of 125cc Grand Prix racing, a massive lead already.
Yes, he's ahead of the 125 Snake. They're definitely on the move there. Steve Patrickson in 12th place qualifying, the British rider Steve Patrickson, but watch out for Stefan Prine, the German, in very, very good form indeed.
He's
in 5th place.
He's 5th, Keith, I beg your pardon. And 2, I think 3 places behind him in that snake of motorcycles is young Loris Capirossi. And the man in 2nd place is Hans Spahn. Hans Spahn chases Grumini.
Well, look at that. That is a sight to behold, isn't it? You wouldn't want to be a corner marshal on this turn, would you, with that lot bearing down on you?
Hans Spahn just overtaken Gabriele Debbia, number 37. The 2 Team Italian riders in identical livery. Now, here's the crash. Oh, Romboni goes over the top, Keith.
Yeah, over the top. What a very good phrase to use there, Julian, I've got to say. Over the top in more ways than one. Unfortunately, Romboni exits. Looked like he actually lost the front a little bit on the way in there, and was closely followed by the rear end and the big catapult into the kitty litter, as our Formula 1 John Watson man calls it.
Was that a case of asking too much of the front tyre too early, Keith?
Well, that's possibly a little bit of over-enthusiasm, but you've got no other way, really, when they're all chasing down the inside as they do here.
That is Hans Luti on the Lucky Strike bike.
Of course, there's a tremendous German interest. You saw the Germans waving like mad. Unified Germany now. There's Stefan Prine in 3rd place there with the lime green helmet, number 7. He's had some really, really good results.
And he is in 3rd place, chasing Grumini and Spahn, we believe. And he's going to telescope on this corner. 13 laps gone out of the 17. Grumini and Spahn. We're getting used to this from this man, Keith.
And Spahn has managed to do this 3. Oh, and Grumini goes back under, and Grumini's not going to let him have that is for sure, but Spahn slams the door in his face. The Dutchman, he has had some superb rides in the last couple of 125 Grand Prix. He takes no stick from anybody and just takes the place.
What a move by number 2, Hans Spahn of the Netherlands, now in 1st place. Alessandro Grumini of Italy, 2nd. Stefan Prine of Germany is 3rd. And he will know that young Loris Capirossi is well behind him. He will know his championship chances are being done some good. But look at Hans Luti, number 66, climbing all over him. 55 on the back of the leading group. Jorge Aspar Martinez of Spain on the works. JJ Cobas.
Yeah, someone out of character, out of the race here for the front leaders. But we've got to watch for Stefan Prine here. Stefan Prine, Hans Spahn and Capirossi are the men in the championship series at the moment. Oh, look at this.
14 on the 14th lap. And number 5, the man in 1, 2, 3 for 5th place, is Fausto Grassini, teammate of Loris Capirossi. We should be looking out for number 41 in the same colours as number 5, Fausto Grassini.
Well, in the 1989 125 Czech Grand Prix, Hans Spahn beat Stefan Prine. Hans Spahn finished second and Prine finished third.
Three abreast into that corner. Stefan Prine looking for a way through. Has he made it? I think he's through to second. Yes, he's second. Hans Spahn leads Stefan Prine after that, that enthralling moment when they came into that left-hander three, maybe four abreast. Hans Spahn, though, holds the lead now. Stefan Prine is second. Alessandro Gamini has been relegated to third.
Well, Prine looks a very, very professional man here. He's not had any trouble in carving his way through, despite the fact he's had a very difficult job indeed. He hasn't looked at all ragged, as we can't say about everybody there. Was that Mr. Milton I saw in amongst that lot?
No, I think number 17, the guy on the brightly coloured bike, was Alfred Weibel of West Germany. The man on the radical wide line in that last set of corners.
Radical is 125 descriptions, there's no doubt about that.
The rest of that leading group comprises Fausto Grissini, as we saw. Also number 37, Gabriele Debbia. On the second of the Team Italia Aprilia 125s. But Stefan Prine is looking to slipstream Spahn. He can't do it on this right-hander. Grissini's through to third. Then it's Gravini. Well, that looks like a Team AGV bike. That is Capirossi.
Well, that's a disaster for the World Championship. That really is, as far as Capirossi is concerned. He looks as if he's a little bit winded there. I'm sure that there's no major problems. He's to his feet, we're all pleased to say.
Glad to see the 17-year-old Italian ace. But Stefan Prine has taken the lead. As one World Championship contender crashes out, the other one takes the lead of the 125 Czech Grand Prix. Stefan Prine, number 7, leads onto the final lap with Hans Spahn, number 2, looking for the inside line.
Well, we've seen Hans Spahn do this week after week almost. Hans Spahn has snuck this first place on the last lap every time. Is he able to sneak past Stefan Prine, the West German, for the win here in Czechoslovakia?
I'd put money on him, Keith, I have to say it.
Well, that's very brave of you, considering we're on the last lap there, Julian, I've got to say. Watch for Hans Spahn, number 2, behind here, Stefan Prine, the leader.
And Hans Luthi, number 66, looking on the inside of that Team Italia rider. I think it's Gravini. The other Team Italia rider, Debbia, on the far left. Hectic stuff, and Spahn does indeed lead. Stefan Prine looks over his shoulder, sees he's got a bit of a gap on the third place man. And as Keith Ewan was saying, we see it week after week. Last lap, Hans Spahn, just comfortable as you like, takes the lead in a frenetic 125cc Grand Prix.
Yeah, I don't know how Spahn quite manages to find it. I mean, he snuck through in those S's. We actually saw him on the monitor, but didn't speak about it for a bend later. I think we were stunned by it all. Hans Spahn manages to get through on yet another Grand Prix into the lead. But can Prine make it back? He's certainly not letting him go, that's for certain.
And the two Team Italia riders are having the mother and father of a dice for third place. Ramini, to remind you, is number 39. Debbia is 37. That's about the only way you can tell those two Aprilias apart. Here comes Stefan Prine. Can he close on Spahn? I know, I think Spahn's got a good enough advantage at this right-hander. And the two Italians are side by side through that right-hander.
Well, of course, Stefan Prine has got to get close enough to perhaps just draft Hans Spahn across the start and finish line. He's going to be struggling with that, though. Stefan Prine there, number 7, behind Hans Spahn, number 2, the Dutchman. They're going to be waving flags there. We've got both a large fraternity of Dutch people here and a large fraternity of Germans.
Yes, there's East and West Germans here, of course, and they are looking for I nearly said a home win. It is almost a home win. There were so many German spectators at the Czech Grand Prix. Meanwhile, here comes Hans Spahn. He's got enough in hand. He weaves to break the slipstream. Hans Spahn takes his second win in a row. Stefan Prine goes second. Whoa! That is the two Italians dicing for third. I'll give it to number 39, Gramini, who is a happy man. He is a happy man. Oh. What does that do to the World Championship? We'll find out in a minute. But confirmation, Spahn and Prine win. Gramini did indeed get third by a remarkably short time from Debbia. But it's from Hans Spahn.